Okay, doing a test here. Gonna see how this works out. Kind of like my morning routine, starting out at my main base here, and let's quick look at my main base, which is located in on Enea 5, which is in the Ordo Germanica system. And this is the back door, which is really where I normally enter it. This is the little workroom where I have a nutrient processor and a refiner and a construction terminal and a save point and a base computer and the little decals here, one for each race that's in the game, the Viking, the Gex, and the Korvax. And this is like a living room. Nothing special here. This used to be a lot bigger. It used to go the same distance here all the way out front. And I was having some lag problems every time I came here. So I made this bottom section smaller. The top section is still huge. We got our cute little decals and some refreshment center there, and our computer mainframe here, and then just some random decorations, and then we got all our horticulture stuff going on, and the we make a new body thing. Then we got all our stations here. We got the farmer and the scientist and the weapons and the exocraft dude and the weapons dude and the science dude. And then we got a short teleport thing that goes out to, which I have on a switch. So it doesn't use any power until I turn it on, which saves on the battery usage. But that goes out, it's a double hop. It goes, you can see right there. There's two there, and one comes to here and one goes to another one farther out, which goes to a paraffin mine where I can go out and get paraffin anytime I want. Just some general, and we've got a little patois, a patio out here, which has a nice little view. And at night it usually has a planet. You can see the outline of it, but at night it's really pretty. But it's just, kind of a pretty planet. It's a paradise planet, obviously. So, onward, back downstairs, back out the back door. And we have this short hop here, dude. Goes to a cobalt mine that's out over there. There's a cobalt mine. This is my newest ship that I just built yesterday, and I'm really liking it. I haven't been in battle with it yet, so I'm not sure there. So I'm not gonna go look at it right now because it's the morning dock, and it usually, instead of being up high like it's supposed to be, for some reason this is what it likes to do. And I've had issues with this before where I've jumped in when it was like this, and sometimes it's stuck on stuff and it doesn't want to go, and I actually crashed it one time because, anyway, that's my newest ship. So, let's go to the freighter. This is kind of like my normal morning routine. I've been thinking about starting doing a live stream on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if my system can handle that. I've never done a live stream before, but I'm thinking about it. Anyway, so I've only been playing this game this is my second month of playing this game. And I'm like, way ahead of the game as far as how advanced I am because of a very kind soul that helped me out when I was first starting out. When I was in the anomaly and looking around and oohing and awing and everything there, and this obviously advanced player came up. He filled up my ship inventory and filled up my personal inventory with all kinds of goodies and gave me a big foot up, I guess you would say. Gave me a big bump in the game that really got me going really quickly, in the game. I mean, money problems have never been an issue since then. So anyway, this is my freighter. In my freighter here I have all my storages, all 10 of them. I also have 9 refiners, and that's because I mine or process runaway mold for nanites. You can see here. See, so I got 3 billion blah 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 in units, and I got 319,000 nanites. And the Quicksilver is not so wonderful because I don't do the expeditions. I kind of suck at battle and stuff. I've always kind of sucked at battle. That's not my thing. I like building the empire. I like building up. That's one of the reasons I like this game is because they say, oh, you can build up to 400 bases. Well, that's way cool, but you can only travel to like 70 of them directly. So, because the terminus only allows you to have like 70 links all total in there. So, you have to use portal travel. In order to use portal travel, you have to know all 16 glyphs in the game. And portal travel only takes you to the planet of your choosing, or unless you grab the portal from the space station, then it's the choosing of the space station as to what planet you get. I don't know. I don't want to get too far in the weeds here, and I don't want to bash the game because I do like the game. But I love the scanner here where you can scan the whole system. When you bring your freighter into a system here, and you scan the whole system, and then it shows you every single planet as if you set foot on it. And it puts it. It's been discovered. It puts it in your discoveries. It's very cool. It's a must-have, definitely. Of course, I got the agriculture area here, and I got the extra big one also. And then in the back, where I got a refiner, a nutrient processor, I should say. And then in the back, I got the agriculture terminal, where I can have the little guy here, the one that you saw at my house a minute ago. I could actually click here, and he would be here, the farmer. And you can get daily quests from them. I don't know, maybe more than daily, but yeah, those guys, they all give it. The science guy, because this is a science station here for this guy. He's at my house, but if I click here, it'll bring him here on the freighter. Same over here on this one. That other guy that I was telling you was kind of sketchy. The construction terminal here. That guy will come here as well. And of course, I got the weapons guy, which you also saw at my house, and that place is over here for weapons. So any of those guys can be brought here. And of course, in the weapons room, you get your multi-tool archive up on the wall, where you can store your multi-tools that you're not using, or the active ones that you switch to. You can actually see them there. And then here I have my fleet stations, and I have, I think, 4 of them Yeah, I got three on this side and one on that side. So I got four fleet expeditions that I can send out. I currently have what, three? Yeah, there's none in that one. So, and these guys, the color, if any of them get hurt or anything, they'll change colors. I think they turn red or yellow or whatever. They change colors. The ships that are out. I usually send 5 ships, which is the max, out on every single fleet expedition I send out. I currently have 3 of them running out there. Okay, and this is a guy down here that gives them to me. I call him Four Eyes, Navigator. Good guy. Keep up the good work, man. And this is a control center for the freighter. This is an upgrade control here where you can upgrade stuff. But don't get into all that right now. And this is basically your galaxy map here when you want to move the freighter manually. And then over here you got your manage the fleet and your squadron, which I also have a squadron. The squadron is four ships that come with you when you get in a fight. They come and help you, supposedly help. But just a quick touch on that, which is pretty cool. With the squadrons, so you got these 4 ships that you pick, and none of them were S-class ships. But when you go in and check them out, you can actually upgrade them with nanites. So all mine are S-class. They're all S-class ships, you see. But because they weren't when I got them, but you can spend nanites when they're not. They're S-class now, so I can't show you. But yeah, you spend nanites and you upgrade them. And since I have all the nanites I want and always will with the whole runaway mold thing, which I can get into another time. Right now I want to go down because this is kind of like my normal morning routine. Because my goal in the game, I want to go to another galaxy, but there's caveats to that. I'm still learning. Like I said, this is only my 2nd month in the game, but excuse me. When you jump to another galaxy, it breaks your ship and it breaks your multi-tool. So it's been recommended from what I've heard, because I've done a little research. I'm just not jumping into all this stuff. I can't imagine playing this game when it first came out and not having the massive amount of knowledge available to us that we have after, what, 9 years the game's been out? 9 or 10 years the game's been out? So there's a massive amount of data out there available. Now, some of it's dated. You have to be really careful, because that dated information can be useless, because the game is still in development. There's things have changed since 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So if you get something information that's 2 or 3 years old, you better verify it, because it might not be accurate. Things change. So here's a few of my ships here in my freighter. I don't remember. I think I got 4 or 5 ships, because I just built a new one yesterday. So that's my living ship. My first living ship I got a couple weeks ago. The living ships are totally awesome. They're a little bit more powerful than the normal ships, so they're great for fighting. I was a little worried about that at first. I said, "Boy, is this thing going to be any good in battle?" They are awesome in battle. The living ship is awesome, and when it comes to taking out the pirate ships, when they're attacking, that little guy is so much better, because my big old Corvette ship is just big and bulky, and getting around in tight quarters and stuff that living ship is the answer. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of fun taking those guys out now. I remember when I first started playing, I was scared to death to try to even think about taking one of them out. Now I take them out with regularity. If I see one, that's the first thing I do is go destroy that ship. Uh, I've heard people say, well, you ought to check them out to make sure it's not an S class. You might want that instead of your ship, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of happy. My freighter is an A class, and you can see there's the stats on him, and I've upgraded him a bit, so I'm happy with him. I guess I could, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not interested in a pirate ship as my freighter, really. Anyway, so we got 3 bays. I don't know. I've heard we can have 12 ships, but there's only 3 ships and 3 bays here. So I don't know. Maybe that's the reason I might want an S class or whatever freighter, because maybe they hold more. I don't know. But you can archive them, so I don't know. I don't know. No. But I got the living ship there, and then that's my one and only Sentinel ship. So I have one and only living ship, one and only Sentinel ship. That one's kind of cool though. It's got these big, what do they call them, Vesper wings or something like that that opens up when you fly, and it charges the I don't know, the pulse engine or something. It charges, and this ship, this is what I'm. This is my junk ship. So when I go to jump to another galaxy and it's going to destroy the ship, this is the ship I'm going to be using. This is my starter ship, and it's all tricked out. This is the first ship I started with. I love this little ship. It took me through a lot, man, when I first started the game, and it's quite formidable in its own right. Yeah, and that's a good little ship. And then over here we'll go take a quick look at my new ship. Hopefully that's correct here. Yes, we are in the correct ship. Okay, so in this one I have the Thunderbird Hab in the center. Now this one's shorter than my first Corvette actually had the extra half halves on the back, so it was a little longer. This one I didn't do that because I put six halves here. This is double decker, 3 wide, so I didn't need the extra length. The other one only has 1 hab on top. It's 3 wide, but it only has 1 hab on top, and it has the ladder in the middle. This one does not have the ladder in the middle, which is way cool. I don't have to dodge the ladder. And on the side, I used the Ambassador habs. Not because I knew this, but because I had more of them in my inventory. So, and they look much nicer. Look at this; they're much cleaner looking, and the way the additions insert in, like that's a sleeping module, like that we can't even sleep in. The nutrient processor here, but it kind of the way they mold into the side. I mean, in the Thunderbird halves that I have, and they stick out, and everything. This looks much better. Yeah, I love these. I haven't tried the other one. There's another flavor of habs, and I haven't tried yet. But this is way cool. This Ambassador habs are way cool. They look really nice. They got that concave. Here's the ladder here. There's the mission radar, the Corvette mission, and that's where I get my Quicksilver, because I get 1 mission a day up here. And if you don't like that one, you can go to another planet and it'll give you a different one, or another system, whatever. You can move around, and you can kind of pick your Quicksilver. So I can get 400 Quicksilver a day, and that's how I get my Quicksilver. I get 400 Quicksilver a day by doing 1 mission from my Corvette mission board. And that's I'm happy with that. takes a while to build it up. I could probably do expeditions and build up Quicksilver much quicker because I do like the Quicksilver vendor. I like the selections they have over there. This is the refinery unit. It's everything just looks so much nicer, cooler, cleaner in this. And the big thing about this ship, and the reason I did this upgrade as well, I love these glass. I got glass in the front and back of every hab up on the upstairs. Is the storage containers. I have 10 storage containers, and on this ship I have 8 of them. 8 on the other ship, the old ship I had with the Thunderbird and the big bulkiness and everything. Even with the extra half habs on there, I only had 4. I had my first 4 storage containers. So on this one I have 8 storage containers. And see 0, 1, 2, and then there's 3. Whoops. And there's 4. There's 5. And look how they look. This looks a lot different from the ones that are 6 and 7. So yeah, and my last 2 are only for fossils. And my last 2 storage containers just have fossils. So I have every piece of storage that I really need. I mean, I don't need fossils when I'm out. So it's very cool. It is just very cool to have, and I love these big windows, you know, that you get here in this thing. It's really nice having these nice windows. And I got a couch on each side. And I got chairs on the middle one. See? Got a couple chairs here. You can sit in the chairs. You can sit in the couches. And I don't know. I might put other stuff in here when I get it. I'm thinking about getting some of the other little decorations, Quicksilver stuff. So anyway, that's my new ship that I just built yesterday. Nothing fancy. I don't do any of that glitch build thing or any of that kind of stuff. Now this one, I haven't tried it out in battle yet, so we'll see how it does. But I think it'll do fine. I got the main dilly boppers. So anyhow, and I don't got nothing in the middle here, just a couple rugs, but I haven't put nothing in here. I don't know if I will. I'd like having a clear path, you know, to get straight to my cockpit. Okay, so we're here, but I just wanted to show you that. Now I'm going to zap back down to the thing here. And usually in my morning routine, I usually jump into my living ship, which I'm going to do now. And because I'm like I said, I'm moving towards the center of the galaxy, but I don't actually want to jump through right now. I've heard that the closer you get to the center, the better trade is, the better mining is. And I've already noticed on some of the planets I've checked out, on some of the planets that I've checked out, as I get closer to the center, like the dehydrogen, it's like twice as much when you run across it in the field. And so I'm guessing the mines are going to be. I haven't done any mining, but let's see. I'm currently 280 light years, 280,000 light years away from the galactic core, from the center. And I've already noticed, and that's one thing I'll say about these living ships. They're made for this. They are made for warp jumping and for black hole jumping and for battle. I mean, when it comes time for you to get a living ship, don't even have a second thought about it. Get one. It takes like 5 days, 6 days to get a living, because you have to, each step, you have to wait like 19 hours or whatever for the thing to mature. You have to do a little quest. You have to gather up some stuff, and you give it to the place where it sent you, and then it gives you a thing back, and you have to wait for that thing to mature. And then you get to do the next step, and it's the same thing. You go to a little location, talk to a monolith or whatever. They give you a chore to do. You have to gather certain stuff. You even get special weapons and stuff to do these chores, because you have to use materials that aren't normal in the game. So you have to get a special weapon so you can gather these special materials so that you can make this special thing, so that you could, kind of like the Atlas, when you do the Atlas quest, to get your glyphs, you got to get those 16 glyphs. That's important, and because portal travel is gonna be the mainstay of the game, really, because the terminus is limited, and terminus is not, which really sucks, quite frankly. But I've already discussed that in previous videos, so I'm not going to go off on that tangent. Now, I've already done the Atlas mission. I've already got all my 16 glyphs. I have no problem with portal travel. But it's, when I want to go to a base, I want to go to a base. I don't want to go to the planet the base is on and then have to travel there with my starship. Same with the space station. When I want to go see a merchant at a space station, I want to go see the merchant. I don't want to go to a planet and then have to use my starship to go up to the space station. But it's not about what I want. It's about what the game demands, I guess. You have to comply. You must comply. And really, you don't have any choice in the matter when it comes right down to it. Okay, so I'm here. I'm making because when you go through these black holes, you usually, if you're lucky, you maybe get 6K, 7K of moving you towards the center. So go to my galaxy map, and since I've done the Atlas mission, I can see the black holes, so I don't have to go through the hard. They have a thing when you look up here at the destination thing. There's actually a black hole, and it'll show you that way. Okay, so you could do that. It'll take you to a black hole. But I do the free explore, which I just right click on my mouse and it goes into free explore. Okay, and then I use my W and S keys on my keyboard to zoom in and out. So I can see right there's a black hole right there. So I kind of zoom in on it to see, because it's not that planet. There we go. We kind of zoom in and make sure we get the right planet here. There we go. It's that planet, and that's 565 light years, and that's a pirate planet. Okay, see, it's got the pirate skull there. Pirate system. No problem. I ain't worried about nothing. I'm in my living ship. I ain't worried about nothing. Yeah. So if we run across one of them bad guys, so be it. Okay, so I'm gonna go here because I want to jump. So we're gonna go over there. Living ships love this. They actually thrive on this. They want you to warp. That's their fun. Their joy is doing these jumps. Okay, so there we are. There's our black hole. Now this got 5 planets, 1 moon. It's pirate controlled. I could summon my freighter here and use the scanner so I could discover all these planets if I wanted to. But at this point, I'm, not interested in that. So I'm going to jump through here and go ahead and initiate my drive. Get on up there. And boom, we'll go through the black hole. Okay. Where were we at? 280K on the light years. We'll see when we come out of this black hole where we're at. Probably going to be about 273 if we're lucky. Okay, there's the space station. We got 5 planets and 1 moon and it's trivial conflict. Okay, so that's a good place to call for my freighter because it's trivial conflict. And this thing says we traveled for, but that means nothing. You know, that doesn't mean we traveled that much closer to the center. That just means we traveled that far, because when you travel through the black hole, sometimes you can end up on the other side of your like you're coming in. Let's say it really doesn't count this way, but say you're going towards the location from the east, and when you go through a black hole, it might pop you on the other side where you're actually going towards the location from the west. Because I've had times where I've jumped through the black hole and it's told me you can't summon your freighter here. And I'm guessing that's what happened. Is I went over to the other side. I'm so far away, the freighter can't come. So I just jumped through another black hole, and it's because that's random as to what side of the black hole it's going to put you on of the center it's going to put you on when you jump through a black hole. You don't know where it's going to put you. So that travel distance really means nothing. But when we go into our galaxy map, it'll tell us. So yeah, we're at 273 now. See, so we went 7,000 towards the center. And that's the way it usually works on these black hole jumps, is you go a little bit close. So it's gonna take a long time still. I mean, when I first started this game, I was over 700,000 light years away from the center. So, and I haven't been doing this since the beginning of the game. I've just been doing this the last few weeks. So I'm not. I usually make. It depends. It depends. Some days I usually try to do a few jumps every morning when I first get into the game, because usually these jumps are pretty lackluster. You know, unless you jump into a place where there's an pirate attack going on, and then it gets a little spicy. But and then sometimes I'll jump around, and if I go to a star station and check to see if it's like a merchant guild, then I want to jump around and grab some goodies for the freighter to upgrade the freighter, because I'm still upgrading the freighter, so I still haven't got that. I could always use some more. I got all the stuff I need in the freighter. But I'm kind of a completionist when I play a lot of this stuff, so I would like to have all the pieces available to me on the freighter. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to use them or anything. But anyway, so we jumped through a black hole and we got 7K closer to the center. Okay, so now we're going to call the freighter, because this was a peaceful place, right? Let me double check. Let's see here. Yeah, trivial conflict level 1. Okay, so it's have no problem bringing the freighter here. If it was like your conflict was a high level, or I wouldn't bring the freighter, but I would make another jump. So I'm just as a quickie thing, I'm just going through here just to give you what I would normally I would do 2 or 3 jumps at least, to get me a little closer towards the center. Okay, so I got my ship here. I'm gonna go inside and do a quick scan there, and just to scan the planets. But before I do that, because we're going to come back here anyway, I want to go to the star station and see what kind of guild we got here. Because I want to touch base on that too. I'm trying to cover a lot of bases here in this short video. because we got a merchant skills. I want to kind of touch base on because a lot of people, you know, get very frustrated on upgrading freighters. And we can touch base on that if we got a merchant skill there. So let's see. It might be, I can't tell from that distance. Let's go see if this is a merchant skill. No, it looks like a warrior skill. Mercenaries, not warriors, okay. Yeah, so this is, yeah. Not what we're looking for. Okay, never mind. Onward. You know what? I'm going to go find another black hole and jump through it to see if we can get a merchant skill, just so I can touch on this subject. But first, I want to go back to the ship. But you know what? Instead of flying in, excuse me, I'm just going to port there through the terminus because my ship is in the terminus. There we go. Okay, so, wow, it's not giving me the summary screen. Okay, cool. Okay, so we just wanted to do a quick scan here of the planets. And there we go. I just want to take a quick glance. Corrosive, fissured, arid, hot, and high energy. Okay. Nothing. You know, I'm always looking for paradise planets or luxurious planets or flourishing planets or whatever they all are. Okay, onward. So I'm going to go to another black hole, see if I can find a merchant. So I can touch base on this other part that I wanted to share. And you know, this is the kind of thing that's why I'm thinking about doing a live stream, so I can just go through my daily routine here. And oh, he must be over there. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna zap over there. Look, I got the rainbow. Yeah, baby. Okay. So, yeah, it's funny, these ships seem to move around. I haven't touched them, I haven't got in, but they're in different bays, you know what? Okay, so we're going to go to another black hole here. Back to the galaxy map, back to the Free Explorer. There's one right there. Okay. Zoom in to make sure I'm in the right place. Alright. This will take me over there. La 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 la. Okay. There's our black hole. 2 planets here. Trivial conflict. Unsuccessful economy. I'm surprised the geeks. You know, pardon me. I call them geeks sometimes. Yeah. All right. See where we pop out here this next time, but hopefully we'll be another 7K closer to the center. So yeah, there's videos on YouTube about what happens when you go through when you just go to the center and you jump. You actually go to the next. There's 255 galaxies that you can travel to, but you can't travel. You have to go to the center of that galaxy to travel to another. And I haven't got it all figured out yet, but when you do that, you can go I don't even know. Can I come? I know I can't travel from one galaxy to like through the portals. You can't. You can only travel within the galaxy that you're in through the portals. And I assume that's the same way with the terminus, but I don't even know that for a fact. Uh, so when you go to a new, I have no idea. You know what happens? Do I have to get a new freighter when I go to a new galaxy? Yeah, you know, it's just like it's like starting the game over, except I got some goodies. I don't know. I don't know. You just get what you come with, and then you're basically starting over again. I don't know. That's it's the unknown. That kind of is intriguing to me. I guess. I don't know. And one part, I don't want. You know, I don't want to lose what I got here. I don't want to be not be ever able to come back. So I haven't figured it all out yet. Until I do, I probably won't jump. I won't go to the actual center of the. I'm gonna get closer to it though. I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna get close to where I can. If I decide one day I want to do it, boom! And I know I can do that anytime. You don't have to get near the center to do that. But I've already noticed in some of the planets that I've landed on that it's pretty awesome. Okay, now what do we got here? I wanted to go to the space station and see if these guys are merchants, because I want to touch on that upgrading your freighter thing. Let's see here. Mm-mm-mm. Are these guys merchants? Oh, I missed it. I don't know. It's flat by so fast. You can't see it anyway. It's all a blur. I don't think that's merchant, but let's see. I guess I could use my scanner, and that's not merchants. These is explorers. Yeah, this is explorers. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll take that one.
Product received.
Thank you, sir. Oh, I'll take that one too.
Product received.
Thank you, sir. All right. Uh, so I already done a video on how to get, you know, up to a 100 level on all your on all your guilds, so that you can get all the goodies they have. So you might want to go back and look at that. So, because that's what I'm trying to do here, is touch base on that real quick. Because you're instead of traveling, while I'm traveling, I can touch base on these. So let me find it. Oops, let me find another black hole here, and because that's what I travel through the black hole, and then I'd go see if it's a merchant in the area, in the region. So you see how it says region there on my screen, and then because the guilds are regional, so if you're in the region where it's a merchant that you like, then you could go. Like if I wanted to go talk to other explorer vendors or merchants, then I could just go to other I could go in this region. I go to my free explorer here, see, and I just bop over here. See, that's in the same region. So if I go to oops, that's the same one. There we go. See, because this is the one I'm at. So I haven't been to any of these other ones. And that's how you get, like if I wanted to get more of those goodies that I just got, I could go to another in this region, and it would be another explorer merchant, and I could get more of those goodies. And not this one here, because that's all three data unavailable. There's not even a space station there. But this one would be good if I wanted to see more of those. Okay, so But that's not, those guys don't give you freighter goodies. So it's the merchants that do that. So let's see, what's this up here? I see. Oops, there I go again. Okay, so this guy here, there we go. That looks good. Pirate control, but I don't care. I'm going there for the black hole. All right. Goodness gracious. So as I'm traveling, that's one of the things I do is I check out the space station because I can gather up the salvage frigate modules or the bulkhead modules for the freighter upgrades from the merchant guild. Is that what they're called? I don't know. I have to scroll down on my notes, but I don't have that up right now. I think it's called the Merchants Guild. Okay, so here we are in the new system. And take a quick look. See if we traveled another 7,000 years closer to the center. And yeah, we're down to 261 now. Okay, so we're just whittling away, getting closer and closer. Oh, look, there's an atlas. Anyway, so we're gonna go to the space station here and see if it's Merchants Guild. Do 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 do. Come on, I know my mouse is a little bit, but you know, I don't like having to move my mouse like halfway across my desktop, you know, to get something done. So I have it a little, probably overly sensitive, which gets me in trouble sometimes, especially in battle. But hey, that's the way it goes. I just don't like, okay, what do we got here? That don't look right either, but I don't know, maybe I'm looking at the top one and I see there's two things there, but I'm not sure. The bottom was obscured. Yeah, no, this is more explorers. Okay. I'm not even gonna go talk to them. I don't care about that stuff. Don't walk over the landing pad. They might land on top of you. Not that I've ever had that happen. I don't know if it could, but hey, I don't want it to. Okay, off we go again. We'll go grab another black hole. And see if we can find us a Merchants Guild. Okay, I see a black hole down here. And it is on, it looks like that planet. Yeah, there. Okay, another pirate control planet. System. But that's my thing, and usually in the mornings that I do is do these black hole jumps. Oh, that's a pretty looking planet. What's that one? You know, I try not to get too, unless I bring my freighter in to mark the spot, I try not to wander too far away from the, because I've lost the black holes before where I've gone somewhere and next thing you know, oh, where's the black, I couldn't find the black hole, so I had to go. Yeah, so if if I'm gonna go wander around in a system that has a black hole in it, I want to make sure I'm gonna find I'll bring my freighter in, and that'll basically mark the black hole for me. Where if I wander around, I can just come back to my freighter, and the black hole will be right next to it. If that's an option, you know, sometimes bringing your freighter in, it'll tell you, nope, sorry, you're out of luck. And then in that case, I would just jump through the black hole. And so I don't, instead of going wandering. Okay, we got 6 planets, and I missed what the conflict level was. Okay, so where's the space station? Over this way. It's a Korvax, so that evidently, according to rumors, that's a higher possibility of it actually beating a merchant skill. Alright. Let's see here. These living ships are a lot of fun. I'm telling you, when it happens. After you do the Atlas, do the Atlas, and then after you're done with the Atlas, just do a long pulse drive thing, and they'll come contact you for. There's more explorers. Okay, well. Yeah, they'll contact you to start the living ship thing, but finish the Atlas first. It's really important to get the 16 glyphs in this game. And, the Atlas is the normal way to do that. There are other ways, like I said, you can go on YouTube and find other ways. I got mine. I'll tell you how I got my glyphs. I went to do the Atlas quest. And that Atlas dude pissed me off. But I basically told him, F you, dude. And I stopped. I don't know. I think it was on the very first part, I stopped it. And I said, I'm going to go to the center of the galaxy. I'm going to shut your crap down. And of course, that's ridiculous. You can't do that. I mean, you could do it at the time. I couldn't, though. You have to do through portal travel. You can go to the center of the galaxy anytime you want once you got once you got the right glyphs. I forget which one it's called, Moon Rising or whatever, the one that shows the planet coming out of the water. If you put all those across there, you'll go to the center of the galaxy. But when you do that, your ship's going to be destroyed. Whatever ship you have on you, your multi-tool is going to be destroyed. Whatever multi-tool you have on, damaged. Maybe I should say damaged instead of destroyed. I don't think they get destroyed. They get damaged, I think. I'm not sure. Like I say, I'm not sure. I take everything I hear on this from as a grain of salt, because I've gotten a lot of information off of YouTube and Google and whatnot that has turned out to not be true because it's dated information, and it's the game has changed over time. So some of the information is no longer true if it hasn't been updated. I'll tell you, the place where you can go where you don't have to worry about that is the wiki. The wiki, those people over there that run the wiki, wow, they do an awesome job. The fandom wiki site. So if you're, you can pretty much trust what you get there. If it's got it'll tell you at the bottom if it's got dated information. Oh man, hold on. You son of a gun. That's another nice thing about this little guy. I don't have to worry too much about these because you only need a little hole. Okay, here come the freighters to clear everything out for me. Thank you. Alright. Let's jump through this hole. So I don't know. They say that jumping through black holes could damage your ship. You know, I've jumped through with my regular ship a couple times through black holes. Never got any damage. I've jumped through with this living ship many, many, many black holes. Never had any damage. So I don't know. I'm just curious where we at. 248. Whoa, nice. Okay, so like I said, I just want to get closer to the center to see if the rumors, so far from what I've seen, the rumor is true about things get better. Like I said, from earlier this morning, I jumped through a couple holes, and the hydrogen fields were like massive amounts. So that was an indicator that information seemed like. So that's kind of like why I'm moving towards the center, because I mean, just it makes the grind less grindy, you know. If you got bigger mines and bigger amounts that you're picking up each time, then you don't have to. I mean, of course, I eat the cake, you know. I make the cake. I'll go through that on one of my videos. Where's my cake? There. Questionably sweet cake. Okay, when you consume that, you got to have this nutrient ingester. And when you put that cake in there, in that nutrient ingester, just before you're going to go mining or whatever, it gives you 10 minutes of a plus 64% increase in the amount of materials that you collect when you mine. So mining or picking up, like I use it mainly for my when I'm picking up the rolling mold, runaway mold, because that's how I get my nanites. Go through the runaway mold, and I'll eat a cake before I start doing that, and then I have so much mold, and then I could use. That's why I have 9 of those more explorers. Gosh darn it! Well, when you want a merchant, you can't find one, right? Well, anyway. You can go back. I'm not going to waste any more time here trying to find a merchant guy. But basically, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you've seen that the regional, you can get the freighter upgrade stuff from Merchant Guild, and so you just got to go to the regions. But in order to do that, you got to have the economy. Oh, this guy has it, but this isn't a normal ship, so I'm not going to go there. But he has an economy scanner. You got to have the economy scanner on your ship. This guy has one, but where is it on him? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. I have no. There it is. It's all in one. It's called the Wormhole Brain for a living ship, and it does the economic and conflict data all in one, which is actually 2 different modules on a regular ship. The Wormhole Brain on a living ship does it all in one whack, one module. Okay, so I want to go back to my freighter. Now, is this a safe place for him? I need to take a quick look. Tranquil, yes, this is a safe place. Okay, so we can go ahead. There's no hole here, so it don't matter where I put them. So we'll just bring them in right here. And summon freighter. There he is. Good to go. And we'll go ahead and jump inside. Oops, sorry. Uh, Look at how little my ship looks. That's so bizarre. That's a big ship. Compared to this one, that's a big ship. Okay, now let's see. I want to check his inventory and see. Yeah, I got some gold, and I got some stuff he doesn't use. He doesn't use that stuff. He doesn't use this stuff. Okay, there. That's all the stuff he uses. I'll leave that. So that's why I got that there as a marker. Make sure I don't go past the spawning sack. Anything before the spawning sack needs to stay. Alright, and we're gonna get out. It's gonna make us a restore point. That's always a good thing. Then we're gonna go. Oh wait, we're gonna switch to our ships. So we have to go over to the ships here to make it the primary. Dude, that's the wrong ship. See, this is my old ship. You know, this has happened to me twice now. And why the hell I got my old ship here? I guess I'm gonna have to put him in archive or something. Uh-huh. That's happened to me twice now. That's a trip. But you can see the difference. I immediately noticed because the ladder's in the middle on that ship. I should have, and you saw how it looked inside and stuff. That ship is like, oh, wait a second. We got to render here a little bit. I know I could walk in there anyway, but I like to let it finish. Wow, it's going to slow it rendering this time. It's usually quicker than that. Okay, take a quick glance at, oh, we got to do a debrief there. Okay, they're all good over here. Okay, so this expedition is done. And you can see my organic. That's that guy there. That's the organic. I think I have 4 organics. Yeah, that's a whole nother. There's videos on that on the YouTube. Some of them are a little bit outdated. But that's a hit and miss kind of roll the dice kind of thing. Random RNG, random number generator kind of thing. But you can get them. And then once you get a living ship, you're going to want to get some of those to send out on your expeditions because they bring you back stuff that helps you upgrade your living ship. But, you know, it depends. You know, if you get your first living ship and you're going to want to upgrade it, you know, so so you got to have these things, these psychonic eggs, and that the sack, you saw that, whatever that sack was called. Of course, he's not going to bring me any psychonic eggs this time, but if you want to get psychonic eggs, it's best to have organic on your missions so that they bring you back. I don't see any. Oh man, this must have been a long. I think I had a 15-hour mission yesterday that I sent out yesterday evening. This must be it. But yeah, wow, no psychonic eggs. That's surprising. That's usually pretty frequent. So yeah, 3.8 million. That's nice. 423 nanites, which I really don't care if it does or doesn't. Okay. So I got all those goodies that came in. They're probably going to be in my freighter here. So I got to pull them out. That's going to go into my storage, but I'll put it in the ship for now, in my personal for now. This one, that's definitely going to the storage. And this one is going to go into my, since I got the wrong ship up, I'm going to put that in my personal. This one goes in my personal. Okay, so I got 3 and 17. And you know, this guy seems to have plenty of space here, but I'm debating on whether I should fill him up if I'm going to get more, uh, supercharged slots, because I think I only have, what, 2? Yeah, 1 there and 1 there, I think is all I got on this guy. And I think if I open him up, I can get some more supercharged slots here. But the way it's looking, that's like he's already got more than what he's going to need, you know. But I don't know that for a fact. So I'm holding off on implementing these until I do a little more research and stuff. Anyway, look, he's got pretty good hyperdrive range, but he only uses like half of that, if I'm lucky, you know. You can see here, you know. That's another thing I'm wondering. How come I don't get all of it? But I don't even think I get 1,500 if I actually. Anyway, I can summon him, so I really don't care what his hyperdrive range is. I really don't care, because it seems like you can summon him no matter how far away you are. You can summon him, and he's not limited to how far he can jump. To when you summon him, I might jump through the hole, and I'm a lot farther than his hyperdrive will allow him to jump, but he'll show up when I summon him, you know. Okay, so I grabbed the little thing there that I got to put in my inventory here because I'm saving up. Now I got to use portal drives to go to merchants and stuff. This kind of stuff I save up here, and when I get a large number of them, then I'll do a portal jump to go sell them. But otherwise, because I could limited on how many favorites you can have in the terminus, you can't line up a whole lot of vendors. Okay, this is storage augmentation for a starship, and that goes there. Okay, I only got 45. I need to remember that so that I can stop coming here and doing this manually. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I got the wrong ship up, and I'm going to go over here to a space station. Oops, no, favorites. I got Ordo in there. I'll go to Ordo, and that'll allow me to switch. I don't remember. I think I can arc. Oh, yeah. I don't. Maybe it's in the freighter. I'm pretty sure I can archive my ships, but I think that's strange that my old ship keeps coming up. I don't know. Yeah, see, that's the old ship. You can see it's got one full hab on top and 3 full habs on the bottom. And so the ladder is in the middle. But he only has 4 storages, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And that has caused me some headaches in the past. So that's why I built the new ship So now I have 8 stored, twice as much. I got eight, and that's everything except my fossils, which I'm never going to need fossils when I'm out in the field. Okay, so I'm going to switch ships here. Yeah. That, there we go. So now I got the new ship again. Yeah, obviously I need to archive that old ship, I guess. I just don't remember how to do that right now off the top of my head. Okay, so now we got the correct ship. You know, I don't think I had to, that made it my primary. Yeah, we're good, we're good. I don't have to actually go sit in it to change the primary, but switching it, that made it my primary. Okay, so now Ordo here is a merchant, so I'm not going to go back to that. So that is one of the things I do, and then the other things I do is I travel to collections. I go around to my base station. I got 2 settlements, and they're kind of needy, so I'm thinking about backing that up to 1. But this one isn't making any money right now. He's fairly new. This one makes a lot of money, but it doesn't make any difference to me because that doesn't go. The settlements are really kind of a pain in the butt, because they don't do much. They give you a bauble here and there, a little bitty little something, and it really amounts to, they take more from you than what you get from them, quite frankly. But, sometimes it's kind of nice, to have them there to go visit, and if nothing else, as a travel location. For example, that planet that Zamaiba's on, according to my discoveries, when I was looking in the catalog the other day. Let's see, where is it at? Is it this one, collected knowledge? No, I don't know. I don't think that's it. It's got to be. Which one is it here? No, that's not it. Maybe this one? No. What? I don't think so. No. Where did I see that? Well, maybe it's under Wonders. Oh yeah, here we go. Planet Records. There. Deepest ocean. And I've been to some that have a pretty deep ocean, but this one, and this is where my settlement is, it's on this planet. I was shocked, because I haven't seen an ocean on this planet, but according to my discoveries, this is in all the planets I've been to, this planet has the deepest ocean. So, man, I've went north and south and east and west from my settlement there, looking for the ocean, and I haven't had any luck yet. So that's on my to-do list, is to find the ocean there, and and I don't know. I mean, I've been pretty deep on it. I have a one location. I have a base that's I think I actually call it a deep dive. That's my deepest that I've ever been. I don't remember how deep it is. Let me see here. I'm gonna take you to deep dive here. Let me find deep dive. There it is. Deep dive. that I've actually been physically is this location. And I tell you, you can't stay out. I can't. I don't know. I can't stay out in it. It's like when I go out in it, the sub better. I gotta call the sub and get in the sub. You know, there ain't no swimming around. If not for long. I mean, one time I forget what happened is because when I first went there, I think it was through a portal. Oh no, you don't got no electricity? Oh, there it goes. Damn, I might have to go out and put another battery or solar cell up or something. Huh. So, yeah, I got a little viewing thing here. Hold on a second, I can't hear what the dude's saying. Let me turn up my volume. Oops. Am I turning it up or down? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's up. Okay. Let's go out for just a second here and see how deep this is. I don't think I have the sub here, but I do have a sub platform. Oh, he is here. Okay. I guess he follows me where I go. So let's see how deep is this. 941 U. Okay. So let's see. Let's go jump in the sub here. We can look around. And it's cold. There we go, 937 depth. Now this is, see, there's lots of other that's what happened, yeah. There's lots of I think this is one of the ones where I came in on a portal. I think there's a portal over here. See, there's all these other base stations around here. So what happened is, at the time, I was using a summoning unit. I've changed that now. So now I use the, I have the personal summoner. Is that it? Yeah, Exocraft summoning unit I carry on me now. And that allows me to summon any exosuit or exocraft anywhere in the galaxy. Previously, before I had this, I wasn't aware of it. I was using a summoning platform. Well, when you use a summoning platform, you get into a situation where if you hit a portal like this one, and you got all these bases around here, and you know, most of the bases have it set up to where you can't build. You can't build on that, within the boundaries of that base. You cannot build anything. Well, putting a summoning pad down is buildings. So I've had situations with that summoning pad where I went to planets where there was a storm going on, and I had to run like crazy to find a spot where I could put my summoning pad down. So summoning pad is not the way to go. You need to get the thing that you put in your exosuit. This exocraft summoning unit that you wear within your exosuit. And then it doesn't make any difference if you're within someone's base or underneath your, because I had the problem also with the summoning pad where when I land at one of my bases and my ship was right above me, I wasn't able to use my summoning pad. I had to run away from my ship a little ways to use my I mean, that in that case it didn't matter because I was in my base anyway, so I was safe from the elements and all that. But yeah, you had to get away from it. It's kind of like if you want to build a base and you're right under your you want to add on or something like that, you have to get away from your ship a little ways, and then you can come back and have that menu. But yeah, there's a portal here somewhere. Probably a icon that shows that. But you can see, look at all these bases around here. Holy cow! Because this is a popular spot, and there's a portal right here somewhere. I don't know, maybe I could see it if I turn on the scanner. Now that I got the sticky eyes or whatever, that new thing they added, that we can, I forgot what it's called. Where's that portal? But yeah, they put the portal here at the bottom of the ocean here. Wow, it doesn't show up here on the thing, the portal. Maybe I'm not close. It's not that far. That's a trip. And maybe I'm looking at my radar. Maybe I need to look at the screen instead. Yeah, I thought the portal would show up. I might be too far. Maybe I'm farther away from it than I thought, because I had to get away from it a little ways because of all these other bases. You know, you can't build your base. Is that it? No, that's not it, is it? I don't know what that is. I can't tell, but it's flashing. Oh, that's just some sea bottom, whatever. But what's that one? Is that a portal? I don't know. No, that's again more stuff. Okay. And I don't want to lose my own base. I didn't pay attention to what direction I traveled. Oh, there it is. Okay, so my base is towards the east. Alright, well, let's go towards the west, because I think that's the way the portal is. Because basically it's all these planets that are, what's that? Is that the, that's a save beacon. Crossing into the deep ocean, hazardous conditions. Have we gone even further deeper? Yeah, we have. I know there's a portal. That's why all these bases are around here, because if I remember correctly, I portaled in here. And I was like, whoa, I was at the bottom of the ocean. It tripped me out because my ship was with me at the bottom of the ocean. And I'm like, wow, my ship was here at the bottom of the ocean. Underwater, my regular ship. Because when you do a portal jump, your ship is put right next to you. I didn't try to get in my ship, if I remember, but I ran to try to find a place where I could drop my summoning pad so I could summon my submarine, because I wanted to check the place out. I know there's a portal around here. That's why all these damn bases are here. But I just don't know where the portal is. Oh, it's that one. That's mine, okay. And that's east, okay. So we were going west, because that's where I'm thinking the thing is, the portal. I'm really surprised I don't see a portal icon, because I was positive. And maybe I'm just not close enough. That's why I'm headed this direction. Just thought there was a portal icon. Maybe I need to change my sweep, survey, mineral, gas. No. Well, I can try a sweep, but I don't think, location system isn't even available for that. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just not close enough for the portal. What's that one? Deep ocean fishing platform, 1 hour away. Hmm. Okay. Well, oh, these are giant seahorses. Do I have these guys? Oh, no, I don't.
Units received.
Awesome. These are bigger than the other seahorses I found. Wow. That's cool. I'm going to have to put those on the Wonder Projector. That's very cool. Yeah, all these bases aren't around here just for the fun of it. There's a portal here. I'm just surprised it's not showing up. I guess maybe it was showing up previously because I had just come out of it, you know. And when you come out of a portal like that, it allows you to return to it to go back to where you came from. You can go back through the portal again, but once you leave the planet, or maybe you got to leave the system, one or the other, that resets. Resets, so you can't come back and use the portal again because it reset. You know, I mean, so you got to find it again or know where it's at or whatever. So, I'm sorry, man. Well, that's too bad. But there's a portal here somewhere. I was hoping to find it, but I can see it's not. I'm not going to see the marker because I should have marked the location. I should have got the coordinates so I would know where to go, but I didn't think about it, you know. I didn't think about it. I could always go back and find the YouTube video that told me about this location and get the. Well, I could get the glyph address now. You know, I wouldn't have to go do that. I could get the glyph address, and then I could go to another planet and use that portal. I got two bases that are portal bases. They're for the Euclid system, so I could go to those bases. Whoa. I could go to those bases and find the portal that way. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not gonna get back to my base here. But evidently it goes a little bit more deeper here. Now, see, we're at K, now we're at K units. When we first started, I mean, it's getting deeper. That's what I wanted to see how deep the portal was, but now I realize I don't know where the portal is. But let's go down a little way and see where the bottom is here. And then we get into the weeds here. I don't want to go. I think we're about, I mean, you know, who knows? We could go over this hump here and then there'd be a big Jeep thing, you know. Anyway, back. I'm going to go back towards my base. Is that it? Let's see. No, that's not mine. Mine towards the east, right? I'm pretty sure we were going east for mine. See, now I'm getting lost. I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. Better go up some more. I mean, no, we're at 700. We were 800 and something when we first came in. Oh, it says my starship is over here. So it's on the surface, though. We'd have to go up pretty far to get to that. But that's going to be the same. It's hovering over the base. So if the starship's over here, the base is over here. In fact, there's an icon behind it there, and it's probably the base. Oh, I don't know the two. One is the actual thing that's floating on the surface. You know, on the Corvettes, they don't usually land on. They hover over, and then they send down the little teleporter for you to use that sends you up to your ship. That really messed me up when I first did the Atlas, you know, and I told them to buzz off. I was in my regular little beginner ship, so I flew right in, you know, to just like when you enter a spaceport, you know, and when I went back and decided, oh, I need to go back and need to finish the Atlas because I realized I wasn't able to get the Atlanta drive to go to the Purple Star Systems until, you know, or get the living ship, you know, unless I finished the Atlas quest line. So when I went to go back, I had a Corvette ship, and I was, oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to the surface instead of going to my. Oh well, it don't matter. I'll go to the surface. When I went back to do the Atlas line, I was like, I had just gotten my Corvette, and I was, oh no, maybe we shouldn't have went to the surface. It doesn't look too nice. This looks like a storm. Whoa. That's going to be kind of hard to hit that thing. Oh, well, I think I can do it. Let's see. Thanks, man. Oh, maybe not. Alright, come on. Come on now. Stop playing with me. There we go. I got my old ship again. No, this is the new one. Okay. Threw me off for a second. Yeah, this is the new ship. Okay, so we got a storm going on there. Alright, let's get out of there. Now we'll just go to the space station. That was crazy. Oh, here, did I get turned around? Wow, lucky I didn't crash back into the planet. I think I have another underwater base here, but it's nicer. It's shallow. And it doesn't. I don't know. I think I have 4 underwater bases, and one of them's like it's radioactive water, and then that deep one, you know, it's so deep, you know, it's gonna kill you. What the heck? This isn't our entry point. Is it? No. Oh. Oh yeah, it is. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. That looks like the thing for an entry point, but it's not an entry point. They're getting tricky there. And we move out a little way. Oh yeah, and I put the extra little boosters here on this ship that I don't have on the other one. I was thinking maybe that might help with maneuverability. That's another thing I like about Corvettes. You can actually stop and just hover. Yeah, that doesn't look like an entry point. Is it over here? I see a light over here. Let's see. Man, is that it? No. You guys trying to be sneaky here. It's not up there. It's not over here. Let's go out a little ways. Turn around and take a better look at it. Oops, wrong way. There it is. Yeah, boy. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I got a whole lot of bases where this is normally at the point that I would go do collection services for my bases. But I'm pretty full up on stuff. So I really don't need to go do collections, but I'll probably go do a few of them anyway because some of them are like the stuff that I need for the ship. Like I need or myself, for the protection service, the shield services, stuff like that, like for phosphorus or sodium or things that you want to be sure you don't run out of. So let's see here. Let me bring up my little list here on the other side. Goodness, things are being, okay, there we go. I had to actually pop over there. I usually don't have to. Okay, so I'm gonna go collect. Like I got a supply depot. I just want that supply. I don't need the copper, but I'm gonna go stop by there. So I keep a notepad of all my notes. Yeah, I keep a notepad file of notes. It tells me what all these places are. Most of them I could tell by looking at the picture, but some of them no, I can't, because they all look similar. Because they're all just dinky little places for, Then I know those two. Those two are where I go get my runaway mold. So, and then I rename some of them like this. It's obvious, and this one obvious. What I do there, the tasty treats and the honey pits. That's where I go get the materials that I use to make those cakes. And I think I have two honey pits. I have this honey pit, and I have a honey pit 2 as well. Okay, so the first place I'm going to go to is, and it's a place where I have one of those the supply depot system. where you don't have to manually feed it in order to, and it collects more. They're very cool, but they're kind of tricky to set up, because you have to use your scanner to set one of these up, and and it's not always going to be what you're looking. You don't get to choose. It tells you what So you gotta. It takes more work to look around for it. Like this one does copper, see, and it stores in. And it collects 210 an hour on this one, and it does it in batches. It's not just consistently loading up. So, and it'll hold 1,200. This thing holds 1,000, and the actual pump itself, or the extraction device itself, holds 250. So in total, they hold 1,250. So you're looking at what? 5-6 hours to fill this up, whatever, you know, and then it stops working. It reaches capacity. But then you just come in here and you click and boom, there, I got 1,250 copper from that thing. Yeah, see, 6 hours until it's full again. But yeah, in order to use these, it ain't like a normal, like when you build one of these, I don't know, can I? Yeah, this one. This is the one I normally use, the autonomous mining unit. This one, it fills up fairly quickly, I think in 30 minutes or so, but it only holds 250. And you have to feed it carbon in order for it to go through another fill up. You have to fill it up with carbon in order for it to work. With this depot system, you supply electricity to the one unit, the one that's actually doing the pumping. It's like a deep mine. You don't see any evidence of there being anything there. Let me see if I can see where it goes. If I can see, oh, there it is right there. Okay. That's the actual extraction device, and it's got a set of pipes that runs over to that thing. And you have to supply electricity to this thing. But that's it. You don't have to feed it nothing. And it's a deep mine. I guess it just drills down into the ground and it's going down and mining but you have to use your scanner to set one of these up. You go here to your scanner and you go here into survey mode for minerals. See how it's telling me now, go this way, go this way, go this way, go this way. There, it's telling me there's a hot spot proximity at 926 over that way. So I would go over that way and see, oh, analyzing the hot spot now. Hot spot discovered, analysis complete. And it tells you over there on the left, oh, that's copper. And the density and the max density and the potential and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, and then once you get your hotspot discovered, then you can put one of these extractors on it, which is what I did. And then you run electricity to it, and then you run the pipes up to this supply depot unit, and it stores it. And this one doesn't need any electricity or nothing. That's that. You can set one of these up. And you don't have to feed it nothing but electricity to that one unit. And you're good to go. And it holds a lot more. I mean, oh my God, 1,250 units of copper every 6 hours? Holy cow. And, I haven't tried to set up more than one at a location. Let's see if it'll... Yeah, see, now it says no. And it's the same for, you've seen those, what is this, let me see if I can show you here. It's probably on this one. There, the electromagnetic generator. That's the same deal. you have to go in here to your scanner, and you see it's in power survey mode, and you have to discover a hotspot to set up that generator. And it'll tell you. You have to find a hotspot, and then you can put that generator there. So what I've heard people say is, yeah, you find your mine for your minerals, and then you find your hotspot for your electricity, and then you build your base in the middle of the two. Because there's limits, I mean, there's limits as to how far these things can go. Just, I mean, like the short-range teleporters, you can go like 200 units. I mean, I have places, and I'm not sure what the circumference or diameter of a base is, but I know I have at my home base I have set up 2 jumps in order to get of the short range, because the short range will only go 200, and I have a mine that's like 300. So I got two 150 jumps or somewhere thereabouts. So I jumped halfway, and then I put another short range teleporter there, and then that goes to the final destination where I have the mine. So, yeah, you can do that, but it's the same. There's limitations on everything. I want that stuff. All right, so let's see. I guess now see this here. This is like under hydrogen, right? Yeah, small little guy. Now let me go show you something here. I'm gonna go to my portal site, which is the one in my primary portal site that I've used before. Once you use a portal site, what the heck? Oh, here it is. Is that it? I think that's it. Let me look at my list. Yeah, that's the one. This is in Ordo. Ordo is kind of like my home system. That's where I started the game at, and that's where I had most of my bases is in Ordo. Ordo Germanicus is the full name. I just call it Ordo. So I'm going to go to this portal site here. Excuse me. Let me have another cigarette. Anyway. And then I'm going to go to, I marked a couple nice planets when I was doing my earlier black hole jumps. I marked a couple beautiful planets that I found, and those were about 280,000 light years from the center. Okay, so this portal I've used before, so I don't have, the first time you use a portal, you have to pay a little bit into each glyph. I'll show you that. I don't have to because I've already done it. I'm using the same portal again. It's not gonna charge me again. At least that's been my experience so far. It doesn't try to charge you again. Let me see here. Activate the portal. Okay, see? Now, if this was my first time here, it's like this is a new portal. You go to a new portal. There's 12 in the address here, but there's 16 glyphs total. So you have to pay, like you might have to pay, and I forget, that I've seen breakdowns, people know, but you might have to pay a little sodium, a little carbon, a little bit of whatever, salt, but you have to pay a little bit to use. The first time you come to a portal, you have to pay like paying a toll. And then if you go to that same portal after that, you don't have to pay again. You just have to pay the first time. Okay, hold on a second. Let me look up my glyph that I want for this address. And I have a really large, like a 18 terabyte drive that it goes to sleep when you don't use it, which is good because it's a regular old hard drive. It's not an SSD. It's old school. It's got a motor in there with a bunch of disks that are spinning and stuff. If it didn't go to sleep, it wouldn't last very long. So, and it was like $250 or whatever. I kind of appreciate it lasting as long as it could. Anyway, so let me pull up the address here. Give me just a second. I'm gonna find which one. I don't know which one I want to go to, but I'm gonna just pick one. Let me get the address here. Wrong. Okay, here we go. I got the address. Okay. It takes me a second. Alright. I'm back here, and the address is, so I don't know what the names of them are. This one, I know that one's called the Hunter. I forgot what that one's called. Yeah, I probably don't know the name of any of the rest of these. I'd have to look at my cheat sheet. Let's see, that one, and then that one, and then that one, and then that one. Now, if you're ever going to use this address to go to this planet, make sure you're in Euclid, because it won't work in another galaxy. But if you're in another galaxy, you probably already know that. And that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Makes me feel like the series Stargate. Every time I do this, I'm feeling like, oh, it's Stargate. Okay, now all I gotta do is jump in. It'll take me to that planet. To where the portal is on that planet. But it's a paradise planet, so I'm not worried. Or my ship will be right next to me. And there I am. Oh, it's not it's a flourishing planet. Paradise planet, flourishing planet, whatever. See, and there's my ship. Well, they must have a storm going on. Yep, sure do. Okay, let me jump in my ship. Look at the landing gear here. It's no landing gear, it's just this new ship. It's different. Okay, close the hatch. We're inside. We're safe. We're out of the storm. Okay, so that's the portal. Interesting. So now that I've learned about the limits of the terminus and stuff, if I was going to build a base on this planet, I'd probably build it right here near the terminal. Since that's and you can see the terminal's still there. It's still going. And as long as I stay on this planet, I could go back in that terminal again.
Storm clearing.
And I could go back to where I came from. But once I leave the planet, the portal will reset. Pretty interesting, huh? I thought it was anyway. Okay, so we're on this planet by the portal. It's a beautiful planet. Now that the weather's cleared, I can. This is a flourishing planet. It's it's really pretty. It is. But the point on me coming here, let me find a place and stop here. Was to show you now that because out there in Ordo, I think we're about 700,000 light years away from the center, okay, of the galaxy. And here we're 200 and something, 280, I think. So, let me see if I can see it's nighttime. So, I was going to look for a quick dehydrogen thing here, but there's the portal. Oh, watch out, there's one of them whipper plants. They're gonna whip me. Oh, there's another one. You guys are bad. Well, there's a dehydrogen. Okay, let's go look at it. Let's see. This doesn't prove my point. This one, particular one, I don't think. Yeah. It's the other planet. There's a few here, but it's not obviously more, but I don't know, it's pretty good. Excuse me. Oh yeah, it's kind of spread out, isn't it? This one. Because it's dark. Oops, that's not it. That's not part of it. But the point I was trying to make, which I obviously maybe failed here, that the fields are usually bigger, and what you collect is usually more. Is what I've heard that all these things are supposed to be. Let's see if there's a better example up here. Because I see another one up here. Because I noticed that when I was on the other planet, not this planet, but a different planet, in a different system, it was about this same distance. Yeah, see, this doesn't look like a huge difference. But the dihydrogen field there was huge. It was jam-packed. You know, I mean, these are okay, but these really don't look like much more than what you can get, you know, when you're 700,000 light years away from the center. And like I said, I haven't done any mining. Oh, gotta grab that sodium. It's a pretty planet though, right? Even though it's nighttime here. But I look down there at the star, and it's, you know, for a flourish. See how I got a marker there on that portal? That's what I was saying a while ago when we were at the deep dive place. Obviously the marker's there because I can go back and use it right now because I'm still on the planet. But if I leave the planet and return here, you know, by portal, not by portal, then I wouldn't have that marker there. The only reason the marker's there is because it's still active for me to return to where I came from. Huh. I almost wanted to go take it back and go to that other Paradise planet, but the other Paradise planet is the same distance. So, I didn't prove my point here. Okay, what the heck? We got rings around this planet? I guess so. I kind of wish it was daylight because this is really it's a pretty planet, but the other one was oh, there's one thing. The other one's even prettier than this, I think. I almost want to go back to the portal and jump back through and then go to that other planet so you can see it. It was a paradise planet. This is a flourishing planet. That paradise planet was, I don't know, they're both beautiful. Oh, you son of a gun, you got me. You son of a gun. Oh, my weapon. You're lucky my weapon's depleted there, buddy. Give me a second. Oops, wrong one. Hold on a second.
Recharge.
There you go. Take that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, let's go through that portal. Let's do that. I just, sometimes in the game it's not all about doing specific things. It's about just enjoying yourself. Sometimes that means going off on a tangent, and I just want to go look at that other planet and see, because I swear that the hydrogen that planet had was a huge. It could have been just that one, maybe. So I'm going to go back to where we came from here, through this portal. I'm going to go to the paradise planet that I found earlier today. Hopefully this portal doesn't stay active, letting me go back again. I don't know. I don't think that's a thing. Oh, maybe it is. Does it really? It stays active for me to go back. I can go back and forth as many times as I want. Really? Is that the way it works? I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, I know. Well, I know it times out too. Well, I think it times out on this side. Huh. That's interesting. Well, let's go up to the starbase then. And then that should have it reset. And then I could come back. That'll be quicker, right? Live and learn. Like I said, I've only been playing this game a couple months, so I'm still learning too. So let's see. We're going to go up to the starbase, and then we're going to come back down to that little base I got set up there. Okay, starbase is over this direction. The space station. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, look at, I got 3 bases around here. That's not even all of them. There's some you can't see on other planets around here. Like I say, this is the system that I started the game in. It started me off on that freezing planet. Look at this ship only hits 390. My other ship hits 400 and something. 10. Woo! 20 more. Let's see, did I cut this too tight? No, we'll be all right. Okay. Okay, so leaving the planet hopefully will reset it. Now I'm going to learn whether you got to, I'm pretty sure you just got to leave the planet. You don't got to leave the system. That just would be my guess. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to learn right now. So then I'm going to go back down there. Yeah, there's people that are still starting this game. You know, people might be saying, "Oh man, this game has been around for years. Everybody knows it," but that's not true because I know I go to the Anomaly pretty regularly to give away those cakes, and sometimes I've had people tell me, "What are these good for?" You know, and I'll explain to them. You get the nutrient ingester, and it'll give you 64% more on your mining. You know. When you collect stuff, you know, you'll get more. And they're like, oh, wow, that's cool. How do you make that? And I'm going, well, it's not easy. It's quite involved, actually. It's probably more, I don't know. I haven't made many recipes, but I know that cake is the most involved recipe that I make. I've made a lot of the simple ones, but it's a multi-step process. And you got to have bases set up to collect the ingredients, you know. Okay, so it did reset when I went. Or did it? Did it reset? Or was it already? Because it's still running. It still looks like it's open. Let me see what it says. We might have to leave the system, huh? I don't know. Let's see what it says. See if it's going to let me use it again. Oh yeah, it's good to go. Okay, that's weird. Alright, so hold on, let me get the address for this other place. Not the Flourishing Planet, but the other Paradise Planet. Take me just a second here while I dig through my drive. Okay, let's see, planet. This one is a Paradise Planet, 287K. Yeah, I think that's the one. Let's see. There's two of them. Uh-oh. I think it's this one, because the picture. Yeah. Okay. One more second. There we go. Now, we're going to start off with, what the heck is that one? This one. Again, we're in Euclid. When we're doing this, we're in Euclid. Oh man, I think that's right. There's stuff in the photo that's obscuring the item. Well, hopefully I got that right. Okay, so this should take us to a Paradise Planet instead of a Flourishing Planet. And this is 287K away from the center of the galaxy. in Euclid, the Euclid galaxy. All right. Come on now. It takes a while to travel. So many light years. Okay, so here we are. Is that what it's supposed to be called? Mm. Yep, that's what it's supposed to be called. I'm in the right place. Okay. Oh boy, we're still rendering here. Okay. Where's my ship? I guess it's still rendering too. The ship is supposed to be here. Oh, is that it up there? Is the ship above us? That usually doesn't happen. It usually is on the ground. Nope, there it is. That landing gear really gets me with this new. Because my other one actually has the Thunderbird landing gear that actually, it actually lands on the ground and sits on the landing gear. But this one doesn't do that. This one's a different landing gear. I didn't have any Thunderbird landing gear, so I said, well, let's try that one out. Okay. Wow, this almost looks like it's in a cave or something. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna go up here on a nice spot. This is a paradise planet. Is this the one that had the floating islands? I don't know. I don't see that in my notes. No, I don't think so. It might have them, but I went to one that had floating islands. But I don't think this is it. Oh, darn, it's nighttime again. Okay, let's find a hilltop where we can have a view. Maybe it'll turn daytime before I'm done. Maybe it'll turn daytime here. Yeah, I like this because this ship is shorter. Excuse me. So it's not so hard to see around it. It's still a big box that blocks your view. I mean, it's not like the little ships. The little ships are so nice because when you go to look around from the third person view, you can actually see stuff. Okay, so there's a... Okay, well that looks like a little more than usual on the dihydrogen, but not really. Anyway, that's what I was told, that the closer you get towards the center, it's got two of these bigger ones, or three of them, which is, that would be more than what you usually you're lucky if you get one of them in there. Let's just real quick go through this and see what we get here. And I don't have no buff on for collecting stuff. I'm not eating my cake or nothing. Let's see what we get here on dihydrogen. That it? 110, 120, 125. That's a pretty good take, really. Huh. I want to see what happens when I grab a sodium here. That's 12. That's 30. That seems a little better. But I know it's not much, but that's, little things, right? There's a mine up here. What the hell is it? Is it copper or what? I don't know. I'm guessing it's copper. I don't need no copper. All right, hey, you're a bad guy. What's this mine over here? Copper again. Copper, copper, copper everywhere. Copper. All right. Well, how about one of these trees is, yeah. You never know with the tree. Oh, looky there. Did I already get that guy? Yeah, I already got him. Okay. So yeah, this plant's cool because looky, it's got fossils, and it's got buried technology. Does it have salvage sites too? I don't see any. Oh, no. What the heck is that? Oh, fossils. Okay. Anyway, gosh, I was hoping the sun would come up because this is really a pretty planet. Boy, there's a big guy. Here's a little guy. Have we scanned him? I don't know. I guess so. Whoa. Yeah, I got him already. See, here's another one. I don't know. I think it's a little bit more. But I'm still going to be getting closer. I'm still going to, like I said, when I go through the black holes, I'm jumping, about 7K per jump. So I plan to get within, like, I don't know, 50 light years away from the center. And then maybe closer. I might get 25 light years from the center, and then maybe stop jumping because I don't want to jump to the center accidentally before I'm ready. Before I feel like I have enough knowledge within me to do so. Hold on, let me shut down my other stuff here. I don't have a big fancy computer, so I try not to have too many things open at once. That's the only thing I worry about is if I do a live stream, if my computer can handle that. But I can't see it would take up any more resources than actually do a recording like this, actually. But, oh, come on, son, come on up. I just want everyone to see this beautiful, gorgeous planet. I mean, people are probably saying, yeah, we've seen beautiful, gorgeous planets. You don't got to show us beautiful. That's the only thing about me doing a live stream is that, people want to see, look at how many, what is that, the star? What is those things? Star bulbs? What is that? That's, star bramble. Okay. That looks like a pretty good crop there of star bramble, but that looks pretty big compared to, that's a good sized star bramble crop right there. But that's my intention towards traveling towards the center. I want to see, because they say everything's better when you get closer to the center as far as what you can collect. And I can't imagine, boy, if I hit some big old place like that, star bramble, and then I eat my cake on top of that, and oh my goodness, I would probably collect quite a bit of star bramble. And people probably say, well, how useful is that? Well, it's pretty useful, if you're building the nutrient ingesters, and if I remember correctly, star brambles. There's a few things that require the star brambles. I don't remember if it's not the nutrient ingester, but the harvesting for the wildlife. You know, because in order to make my cake, you know, I have to have eggs and milk and honey, and those are things you have to get through the system here. Oh look, you can't see it because I'm not on a base. Yeah, the harvesting system. It's again it's a two-piece system. You have a feeder that you got to fill with creature pellets that feeds them automatically, and then the harvester, which harvests from them. And if I remember correctly, I think you need star brambles to build that harvester, but I'm not sure. But that's a pretty good sized crop. I mean, I've seen some decent sized crops to start because I've collected quite a bit of that. But that's a nice one there. That's a nice sized crop. Well, I guess we ain't gonna get no daylight here. I'm gonna head back to the starship. Damn, that's too bad. Maybe we'll zoom around a little bit on the ship and see what we see, and maybe the sun will come up. Or maybe we can head that direction. I don't know. I don't know. You know, that's half the fun of the game. You know, it's just experimenting, exploring, just kind of checking things out. You know, it's kind of half the fun. I mean, lots of people, I'm sure there's people that they just get on the game and they go to the anomaly, they do an expedition or two, and then they're done. You know? And, oh, this looks like the one with the muddy water. This isn't the right Paradise Planet. It's not the one I was thinking of. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I put 3 or 4 links in there today, and I wasn't sure which one. I'm gonna have to develop myself a star rating system where I give them stars on which one. There's another one that has crystal clear blue water. Another, it's not this one. Oh well. Well, you know, I would leave the planet and come back to use the portal, but if I do that, well, we can just portal back to where we were and I can portal to the other one. But anyway, this is the kind of stuff I do. Sometimes I just like wandering, especially when I find pretty planets, you know. Goodness, sometimes I just like to check them out, you know. So, now, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to show you my beach house. Speaking of pretty planets. And that's on the same planet as my settlement that's on, the only settlement that I have that's on like a Paradise Planet. Boy, that's a pretty planet over there, huh? So let's go look at the beach house. You know, I never can make out those numbers when they're... Come on, get us up there. You sit here and wait all day. Oh. All right. Okay, we're going to go to the beach house and then I'm going to end this video. And you know, the last time I was at the beach house, I told everybody the coordinates and all that. And I'll do that again here, but I didn't give them the glyph address for that planet, so this time I'll do that. While we're there, I'll get the glyph address so people can check it out by portal. Well, if you want to check, it's nothing fancy. but it's a pretty planet, and it's almost like its own little boardwalk, really. I just recently added a little underwater thing. It's very, very shallow, so you could you could go swimming in it, because it's shallow. But I don't think there's anything in the water that'll do you harm there. I don't know. Okay, so here's the beach house. It's on Aroth 18, which is however you say that. Axiamug. I don't know. I have no idea how to say that one. Aroth 18. Okay. So this is my beach house location, and let me bring up the glyph address here for you. There you go. On the lower left, if you're in the Euclid galaxy, there's the glyph address to this planet. Alright, hope you got it. Now, it's nothing special inside. It's just a tiny little place. But it's got glass roof. There's my ship. There's a beautiful ringed planet. And you can see the stars moving by. That's kind of cool. And there's a Atlas thing. And there's a little refreshment area. And that's supposed to be kind of like an incense burner kind of thing. Whatever. And there's a couch. There's a couple of boxes pretending to be end tables. And a little plant and some carpets. I've seen people with some really big carpets. I don't know. Maybe that's in the Quicksilver render. And then over here is this wonderful walkway all lit up. I'm kind of glad it's night on this one. And you can see down there in the water the little circular little area. There's a short-range teleporter here at the bottom of the walkway. So you take this little walkway down. Wonderful little walkway. It takes you all the way down to the beach. And this is a pretty planet even in the daytime. It really is a pretty planet. Minus the toxic plants. And it's just a wonderful little walkway that goes on down here to the beach. Like I said, it's kind of like its own boardwalk almost. And I added this teleporter. Said, we're out of electricity? How the heck did that happen? This one isn't on a switch. Huh. Probably because I added that. I didn't add no. Okay. Well, I'm glad I came here. It looks like I got to upgrade the the power system. Since I added that underwater thing. I think those little circular building and thing where you got to power the whole building. I know the teleporters use those short-range teleporters use a good amount of juice, and that's why I put them on switches on my home base. But they're on switches where I turn them off, so they're not drawing any juice until I use them. I turn them on. Yeah, looky there. Well, no wonder you only have 2 batteries. What do you expect? Okay, well, I'm going to add 2 more batteries here. Wow. What? Do I have what? I got 1 solar cell? Maybe I better add another one of those too. Okay, so let's move this over just a tad here so I can put another solar cell there. That's too bad. Hold on, let me line myself up here so it faces the right direction. Hold on, that's enough space there. Okay. Yeah, I'll go back here and I'm going to add another solar cell. Oh wait, I think I need a metal for that. Yeah, I need what, a metal plate? Yeah, I need a metal plate for that one. I don't want to put a switch on the teleporter here because then people will, they'll want to use the darn thing. Okay, one metal plate, please. Thank you. And it won't be working, So I'll put another, not too close there, buddy. That's good enough. And then I'll add a couple more batteries and that should take care of it. Let's see, we're putting the batteries this way. Alright. Hold on, let me before I do that, let me link those solar cells. Because I'm not going to have much crawl space in between the things here. Hello. There you go. Okay. No. Did I actually get it? Hold on. I can't see it because I got the thing blocking it. Yeah, okay. It's good to go. Alright, so now a couple more battery packs. And that should take care of it. Oh, good enough. I don't have to get crazy here. Good enough. Okay, and then we'll just run a wire from that guy over to this guy, and then that same wire can go over to this guy, and that'll link everything together. Okay, and now everything will start charging up. The sun just came up just in time. All right. Okay, so now we shouldn't run out of juice. We just doubled the system. Alright, so let's head down there. Now that we're getting juice coming in, and we can use the teleporter and go. It's nothing. Like I said, it's nothing special. It's just a little. And it's nice you get to see it during the day too, because this is a really pretty planet. And last time I was here, man, there was this huge, oh, there it is. Look at that thing. Big old dude. See, and you can see it pretty good now, that little circular underwater whatever. And it's got the other end of this little teleporter. It's kind of funny because it's right up against the wall, I guess. I don't know why, but when you pour it in there, it's like the big water. But yeah, see, this goes right on down to the beach. Boom. And you're down on the beach. Very cool. This is very cool. It's really nice. So let's go look at the underwater thing real quick. See, splash. It's like it thinks you're in the water there for a second. And if you want to go out swimming, it's got a little door here. You can go out and swim around a little bit. It's all nice. Yeah, and if you don't want to go swim, it's even got one of them little viewing port things. A couple chairs to sit in. I don't know. I think these viewing port things, I think the glass sucks. It doesn't give you a nice clear view, you know, like when you look through these windows, I don't know, they seem to be a little more clear than when you look through that round glass for whatever reason. But if you want to see really, really clear, you got to go outside, and then you'll see much more clear here. It's not, like I say, it's shallow here. It's not very deep. Well, I'm glad I came so we could upgrade that power system. I didn't know that was a problem, especially now that I gave the glyph address. How embarrassing if people came. And all right, so now we're back on the deck. It's just a pretty, and even got plants in the air. What the heck is that over? Oh, that's my settlement. Yeah, my settlement is here on the same planet. My autophage settlement. Very cool, huh? Boy, lots of the hydrogen here, all over the place. Even got a knowledge stone there. I mean, what more could you ask for? Look, there's the thing that hides the wires. That circular thing there. Thing that's turning around. I put it upside down under the floor so it's not like annoying. And you can even go on the roof if you want, even though it's glass. Da-da-da. Look at that. Rah, rah, rah. And it doesn't even leave any footprints. The glass never gets dirty. Don't gotta clean it. Ain't that wonderful? Those things are pretty though. Those in the air plants. Very cool, huh? I don't know. It's just a pretty planet. It's just a pretty planet. I thought this was. I mean, I've been to a lot of paradise planets that are just like mountains. Just mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains, and then, you know, and then I found this one, and it's just, it actually had some flat land and stuff. Oh, look, that guy's closer. That's a trip. Or maybe it's a girl. I keep saying guy, but I think last time I saw it, I think it had a little baby with it. I'm not sure though. Doesn't seem to have nothing with it this time. It seems to be by itself, but I don't know. Maybe it didn't have a baby. Look at that view though, man. Little spotted islands all throughout over there. It's just pretty. It really is. So that's why I built the little beach house, because I was so impressed with this planet. And then when I got to settlement here, I was like, wow. It's like double gifted, you know? Oh, I forgot to give the coordinates for this planet. And that's this location is it's plus 22.80 and minus 149.62. And I'll try to remember to put that on the video when I give the glyph addresses. While I'm doing my editing, if I can remember, I'll remember. If not, I just gave it to you now. All right. Well, that's enough for this video. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a live stream thing. But like I say, you know, I just don't know if that'll be a big deal for people who want to watch some old fart dude just roam around and do collections and explore and different things that I find and see and share with people. And in the interim, share a little bit of knowledge about this and that and how I did it and whatnot. I kind of want to go through with how I make the cake as well. But this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to stop here and get into the cake in a different video, right? For now, I wish you all the best and have fun in the stars, right? Have fun in the stars. We'll see y'all next time.